Turn around. I love it.
Don't tell me. I don't want to talk nicely.
Listen, if you're not going to take nicely, we're going to remove him.
Try removing me, please.
What's wrong with it?
Try removing me, please.
Watch me.
Watch me. I will watch you. Just take me there. Follow me.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Free free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down the occupation.
Down the occupation.
Amandla!
Away
I can't hear you. Amandla! Away to
Amanda!
Hallelujah! Yeah, Africa! Resistance is justified. Resistance is justified. Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
Resistance is justified.
People are occupied.
People are occupied.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down the occupation.
Down the occupation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down the occupation.
Down the occupation.
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it? When? I can't hear you. When? Amandla!
Get to the IDF! Get to the IDF!
Get to the IDF.
Get to the IDF! Get to the IDF! Get to the IDF!
Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Viva, viva Palestine! Viva, viva Palestine! Viva, viva Africa! Viva, viva Africa! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Amanda! Away to! Amanda! Away to!
While you watching, bombs are dropping. While you watching, bombs are dropping.
While you watching, bombs are dropping.
While you watching, bombs are dropping.
While you watching, bombs are dropping.
Up the liberation. Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down the occupation.
Down the occupation. Free, free Palestine.
They've landed.
I'll ask him to do that. I'm in uniform. I cannot do that.
Oh, you know what?
Take a photograph of them.
I'll take the picture and then you can consult me after to
No,
move.
no. Take a photograph of them.
Yeah, I put it already. Please, hello, how are you? All of you smile. All of us. Great. Hold that flag up now. have a camera behind you. Where is that flag? Where?
What my best is. Are you whistling? Don't whistle if he's not listening. Huh? There's Martha and my mother. They're all singing.
Wait, yeah. I'm not coming here. You see, wait, if you're like this,
I'm just there.
I'll stay here. I want you to class and I want to capture the
But they're not going in. They're not going in.
They're not going in.
No, we can't go there. They choose destination.
They might give me away, people. You sure? Can I stand forward? No, I don't want to be in the way. Are you sure? Oh, do you mind? Do you mind? Huh? Are you stuck? Oh, okay. All right. I'm Hasina, the family of Rihanna. Meet the family of Rihanna. Nice to meet you. He said if you don't mind, you're going to be like you.
Oh, I don't mind. My bad.
Are you taking the video? Are you taking the video? So must I just go with what's in that kind of time?
up, open up, open up.
Media room, media room.
Okay. Sorry, the media on the side. The media on the side. Hello.
No.
Wait, come here. We're going to go through the corridor. The media afterwards. Come here.
Maybe we'll go later, but the media
Sorry.
Media room.
Afterwards.
Afterwards. We don't know about this.
The media room afterwards.
But what are we doing here?
We're going to walk them down the aisle and bring them back. We're the organizers, right? We're going to open it.
We're opening the corridor.
Siyaphila nijadiva jabulu khona
Let's go.
Let's go.
For safety, security issues.
yes, you know.
Let's wait. Let's wait. You must first check, yeah? First going to check. We are the amigos. That change up on us. I will give it.
A co-problem. Let's go. Go. Thank you.
Wait, we'll tell you.
All right.
It's our call. Okay,
Beautiful song.
Stay yours. Okay, we'll come there. That's it. Okay, we respect. All right.
Pull you up. That's right.
Media room. Yeah, let's say media room.
Okay.
This is my husband's.
How are you?
Let's go, please.
You good?
Good. Thank you, Nat. Let's go to the media.
Okay, I'll go get her. Will you go get her?
I shall the gentleman. I shall through.
Palestine.
Only media in the media room. No, we're going to take that. Yeah. Only media in the media room.
Okay, let's go through.
Sorry.
Let the media in.
Let the media go in. Only media, please. How are you? Back. How are you? Where's your tripod?
I'm alone.
Hey, Kaji.
Hi, Khum.
Have you been? Of course. Yeah, of course.
Ouais, mais je sais pas si j'ai mon câble. T'as beaucoup, mais t'as l'envers.
So many mics.
Yeah. Yeah, ngay đúng nhỉ?
I'm gonna have to step back.
Reaz Moola.
Step back. Just step back to the first row. First row.
Was this supposed to
He hasn't been abducted.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. We want to do this in an orderly way, so I'll ask the press to please respect the process. We'll give you about 2 or 3 minutes to just put your mics up. Alfonso.
Ina. Very good.
Good morning, everyone. All right. Okay, the media must not pass the first row, please. I need everyone behind the first row so that it's fair for everyone and that all cameras can get their pictures. Thank you. Right. Thanks, everyone. As the Global Sumud Flotilla and the Global Movement to Gaza and the ground team from South Africa, which was made up of a number of different solidarity organizations and trade unions, we welcome the media today for this press conference, but mostly we are welcoming our comrades who were part of the Global Sumud Flotilla, which was intercepted, we know, in international waters illegally. But today we want to hear from our comrades. I know they are tired. There are 6 comrades that were part of the flotilla. There are also 3 additional comrades with us here who were meant to join, but for circumstances of space on the boats, they returned and hopefully will join the next flotilla. And just to give you an update that the Freedom Flotilla that sailed yesterday was intercepted this morning at 4:30. So another 180 people have been illegally detained about 120 nautical miles from the Gaza coast this morning. But the flotillas will keep sailing. I'm going to hand over to Comrade Mandela to present to us just a quick report, and then I will manage the questions from the photographers. You'll identify your organization, your institution that you work, and give your name, and then you'll ask your question. Thank you. Comrade Mandela.
Thank you, Comrade. Let me say good morning to everyone that is here to receive us as fellow South Africans. I have with our delegation Zukiswa, with Reaz and Zaheera, Fatima and Carrie, who were part of the Global Sumud Flotilla. But I think today it is about the thousands of ordinary women and men that have served this cause. We want to first and foremost acknowledge those ordinary women and men that made this Global Sumud Flotilla possible. They always operate in the shadows and are never known and recognized. We want as a collective to thank you for having come together and ensured that we were able to see this mission through. Let me also acknowledge our donors.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Amandla!
Away to!
Amandla!
Away to!
Amandla!
Away to!
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
We will never let you die!
We will never let you die!
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry!
We will never let you die!
We will never let you die!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Many of us have no resources to see this work through. Yet, with the support of our donors, we were able, as South Africa, to have a boat to carry us to the mission. I therefore want to thank the donors who have supported us and made sure that we were able to be part of this mission. Their names always remain in the shadows and they never get acknowledged. In April 2024, we were stuck in Istanbul with the Freedom Flotilla, and we were never able to sail. With their determination, their support, we were able to put together the Global March to Gaza, where we mobilized 4,000 activists from 80 different countries. We flew to Cairo, those that managed to get to Cairo, many of whom were even denied the opportunity to even access Cairo. Egyptian Air cancelled the flight here in OR Tambo, preventing many of our comrades from going to participate. Those that eventually made it were first denied entry at Cairo airport, but many of us could only get to the second checkpoint. Therefore, we failed to get to the Rafah border crossing and get the much needed humanitarian aid. But what is worth noting about that particular mission is that this is what Egypt and the Egyptian government has been saying it's supporting and calling. They called for an immediate ceasefire and the opening of the Rafah border to allow humanitarian aid to flow freely into Gaza. Yet when we came to support their position, they denied us the opportunity to get there. So we failed to realize the mission by land. Once again, the Freedom Flotilla, the Global March to Gaza, and the Global Sumud Convoy came together to put this mission together. The Global Sumud Flotilla was born from a need of each country to mobilize boats so we can have thousands of boats sailing to Gaza. We took that upon ourselves on returning to South Africa with ordinary men and women crisscrossing the country, going to every single solidarity group in South Africa, from the Palestinian Solidarity Association to the South African BDS Coalition, to Africa for Palestine, to the South African Jewish Voice for Palestine. Every solidarity group wanted to come together and have a boat sail in their name. Due to limited resources, we couldn't realize that. We also tried to club by metros, Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg. Still, we couldn't realize that. With the assistance of our donors, we were able to procure a boat for 115,000 euros, which was a boat we bought through our comrades in Tunisia from Monastir, and we had it taken to Tunisia. But why was it important for us as South Africans to be part of this mission? It is worth noting that we are a country born out of resistance. From the first settler colonialist that landed in the Cape in 1510, led by Francois Almeida, with the resistance of the Khoi and the San people, they were totally eliminated as we refused settler colonialists on our land. But what is also important for South Africans to note is that the 1884 Berlin Conference robbed us of our land and enforced borders upon our continent for the beneficiary of 7 colonial states, that being Belgium, Germany, UK, Spain, Portugal, and Italy, France included. We are a country just as Palestinians are being forced with an Israeli identity, we were forced to embrace a South African identity which was posed by Westminster. We sent a delegation in September 1909, led by President Dr. Walter Benson Khubusana of the South African Native Congress, accompanied by Dr. Abdurrahman of APO. This delegation went to London in September 1909, rejected Westminster from establishing a union government of South Africa. They were never successful in their defense of indigenous South Africans. We, as this collective, acknowledge that past and that history. We left from the southern tip of Africa and went to the northern tip of Africa in Tunisia, because just like our founding father of our nascent democracy and our global icon went to Tunisia on the 27th of February 1962, because he knew very well, in order to effectively fight the apartheid regime, we needed to build solidarity with the international community. And therefore it was important for us as Africans to sail from an African point. And we are proud to have been joined by Somalia, Senegal, Morocco, Algeria, as well as Tunisia. The Global Sumud Flotilla sailed on the 31st of August out of Barcelona. My comrade and brother Tiago wanted me to sail with the Brazilians, but our donors called on me to go with our fellow South Africans, and as a patriot, I could not deny that. And therefore, coming to Tunisia and being warmly received by the Tunisians, it showed a spirit of Ubuntu, and that Africa was united and speaking with one voice in support of the Palestinian struggle. But we had no doubts, because we know that President Ben Ali, on his visit to our shores, was given an honor by our government for his role in supporting the refugees that were in Beirut in 1982 and gave them homes in Tunisia. So the welcoming of the Global Sumud Flotilla, when it arrived in Tunisia, with all delegates coming there, can never be underscored. We were not meant to dock in Tunisia, but it was a temporary stop to gather with our comrades. But there were 30,000 participants that registered for this mission. And we had a few boats. With the boats that we had, which were totaling about 70 boats at the time, we found out that many of the boats that were being procured, particularly from our Turkish delegation, were fishermen boats and were not worthy for the mission, and therefore had to scale down in numbers. The boat that we had bought as South Africa, which was Florida, could take 10 passengers with 4 crew members. And we were certain that as a delegation of 10, we would all be able to sail. But with the realization of the challenges we were facing, we had to downscale. So some of our comrades had to take a position to be from the land support. And I want to thank you, comrades, for having been bold and say it was important for us to see the mission through. It was not about us as individuals, but it was about the Palestinians in Gaza. So Faisal, Jared, and Ilem, who's in Morocco, we will, on Nurain, who fell sick when we were there in Tunisia, we will forever be indebted to you as this collective. Because,
and
Irshad, we as a collective on our journey continued to draw strength from you. We relied on every information that you fed us from home to be able to communicate South Africa's position. What we embarked on, we knew that it was not going to be easy. And therefore, while we were in Tunisia, we found ourselves victims to the attacks of the apartheid Israel regime. The family boat, as well as Alma, were bombed on a sovereign state, that being Tunisia. But this was anticipated because we know very well that apartheid Israel has acted with impunity, attacking sovereign states, Lebanon, Iran, Syria, Yemen, of recent Doha in Qatar, and we were no exception. Israeli forces continue to attack and kill as they wish. But we were able to extinguish the fires and come to the realization that we needed to sail with utmost urgency. And therefore, we left with the 18 boats that had managed to come from Barcelona. There were 21 in total, of which 3 of them were damaged in the attempt of trying to get to Tunisia. We were also joined by the 18 boats out of Tunisia, and we set sail to Greece. In Crete, we were joined by another 6 boats and 10 from the Italian flotilla. Comrades, if there's anything that we can be proud of and applaud, is that as we called in the Freedom Flotilla in Istanbul that we want to see a wave of boats sailing to Gaza, the Global Sumud Flotilla has on record become the largest ever flotilla ever witnessed. But what is also worth taking note is that a humanitarian mission was supported by the Italian Navy and the Spanish Navy. Even though when we crossed the yellow zone, they withdrew their ships. We were also accompanied by the Turkish drones that were hovering above us and feeding us information on a daily basis as we sailed closer and closer to Gaza. We thank the Turkish government, the Turkish people, and the NGOs, particularly TICA and the, Red Crescent, that through the naval boats, they brought humanitarian aid onto the Alma boat. As we remained on the waters of Greece, the Greek government provided security and brought their naval ship with 2 coastal guard boats that were protecting us. But the family boat was sabotaged, and this was our command center where Tiago, Rima, and other comrades of ours were as the steering committee. We had to onboard them onto our boat as Alma, which I was on, with Greta, Yasmin, and other members. But with us, 2 comrades, Zukiswa and Reaz, remained on our South African boat, Florida, which was named Anas Sheris, as well as Zaheera and Fatima were on Amsterdam, with Zaheera later being deployed to another boat. Which boat were you?
Wahoo.
Carrie was on Wahoo as well. So we set sail, focusing on fulfilling our mission. I want to be clear on this, comrades, that ours was a humanitarian mission. It was a non-violent mission that sought to break the blockade and end the siege that has been ongoing for 18 years, enabling humanitarian aid to get to our brothers and sisters in Gaza. We anticipated 2 scenarios: that we will be successful in our mission and get to Gaza, or we will be intercepted by apartheid Israel. As we now know, we were intercepted on international waters, which is a violation of international law, maritime law, and a violation of our human rights. 47 of our boats were intercepted. We were detained by apartheid Israel Navy and taken to Ashdod, many of whom were denied food as we sailed to Ashdod. On our arrival in Ashdod, we came to the realization that there will never be justice on stolen land. And we were harshly dealt with by the brutal Israeli regime. And many of you by now have seen how our comrade and sister, a young woman, Greta, at the age of 22, was harassed by the Israeli regime. We were handcuffed with cable ties tied tightly behind our backs, taken off our boats, and put on the platform, paraded for all the Israelis and the allies in Europe and the West and the global community to see. And in the midst of all of that, the Israelis sent their best at us. Ben-Gvir came whilst I was still on the Alma boat with an MP from France, Emma, and Ibrahim, and one other comrade from Morocco, and a delegation of Libyans. And he insisted he wanted to come and address us, particularly because I was on the boat. But the irony of this is that what you would regard as the second in command in Israel was rejected by an ordinary captain in the police and told, no, you can't address individuals, move. And he was ushered to the side and denied that opportunity because he wanted to dehumanize us. But as our heads were shoved down and with our hands tied on our backs, we were pushed down and taken onto the platform to join our other comrades. In his desperate attempt, he still wanted to walk side by side with me so I can be captured on video. This is the desperation of a collapsing entity. On arriving on the platform, we realized that many of our comrades, almost just under 500 of them, had been sitting there. And Greta, who was the first, had been put on the corner, and I was made to sit in the same line at the end with the rest of our comrades deployed everywhere else. I think Zukiswa as well as Reaz were put in the front from where I could see. Zaheera came and sat in front of me on the last end. And in their best attempt, Ben-Gvir came in the front and wanted to give an intellectual speech. And he came saying, you support baby killers, you terrorists. And I froze in disbelief. This was the best Israel could send, and he had nothing to say. And in our unity, we all started shouting, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
We are not baby killers, you are the baby killers! And he had no response. Comrades, a people united can never be defeated. That was illustrated in Ashdod. And we sent Ben-Gvir home packing. And we were subjected to all forms of brutality from then. But it's nothing compared to what Palestinians have been subjected to on a daily basis. We were kidnapped on international waters. Palestinians are attacked, maimed, and killed. At the end of this press conference, you can tally the number of babies, women, and men that have been killed. So, this can never be about us. The narrative has to constantly be about the Palestinians and the atrocities that are daily meted against them. We were taken south to Gaza, about 10 kilometers out of Gaza. I think the prison is called Kizot, that we were detained in. Every single item we had was stolen, just as the Palestinian culture has been stolen, Palestinian lands have been stolen, and everything of the Palestinians has been systemically erased. This, comrades, is what we were subjected to. Whilst many of our comrades were offered opportunity to shower, they ensured that the South African delegation was denied this. But we understood very well why that is so. Because we are a nation that dared through our government to take apartheid Israel to the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court and hold them accountable, not for the 2 years of genocide, but for the 77 years of the catastrophe that has gone unabated since the Nakba. Comrades,
now, by the way.
we remain steadfast and resilient. We will not be deterred. Even when we were denied legal representation, forced to sign that we have entered apartheid Israel illegally, we refused to be subjected to that. And Zukiswa will say it best, but no, we were not coming to Israel. We were not coming to recognize this entity. Ours was a solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Gaza, and we were going to Gaza. Therefore, we will not sign that we entered Israel illegally. They offered us a second form, which said we would want to be released within 72 hours and be sent immediately to our respective countries. We also refused to sign that, and saying that we will leave without having signed anything and with no conditions. We were detained there, but I think, again, our experience of the 6 days being there will never be about us, but it will be about the memory of what was on the walls within those prisons. We came to the realization of all Palestinians that have been detained there, who have left their names on the walls, who have left their blood stains on the walls, who have been martyred within those walls. This is the memory we will continue to carry until Palestine is liberated. Comrades, we were denied all legal representation and even engagement with our diplomats in an attempt to save their face. They simply brought them in so that we could see we had representation. And 2 minutes we were given to give this entire narrative that we have given. And as a result, we could not give real meaning to the experience of being there. And when we were being released, again, they made sure that we were the last to be released. I remember them dragging Tiago out from cell 1, who was determined to not leave any comrade behind. And Yasmin in the women's side was also determined to be the last to be taken. But they were the first to be taken out, and we were kept behind. I was on cell 15, and they went and made sure that everyone else was out. When they came to cell 15, they took everyone else and made sure I was the last. This was their everlasting message to South Africa, to you and I, to all of us as a nation. But when we left, with a smile, I said to them, we will return. We are unshaken and already arriving here at home, we will begin working on flotilla number 2. Comrades, our second wave has been intercepted with 180 of our comrades from the 1,000 Medellin arrested. In the conscience. These were journalists like yourselves and doctors that had pledged their support with journalists and doctors in Gaza. I hope as journalists you will draw courage from that, and you will be a voice of not only those journalists captured, but the journalists in Gaza that continue to be subjected to the brutality of apartheid Israel. We have come to the end of the sailing season, which will open again in May 2026. We have to go back to the table and come up with strategy and tactics for flotilla number 2. But we have already said to the steering committee that the global march to Gaza also needs to be put into effect and look at another avenue of entering occupied Palestine. If we were refused entry through Egypt, we have to look at other avenues. So we call on each and every one of you, all solidarity groups, to come together and look at strategies as to how we can be able to put together another mission. But comrades, we know very well how all of you rallied behind the call for our immediate release. And within 6 days, we have been able to return home to our loved ones. Now, I want to say to you, on behalf of this entire collective, with the same zeal that you showed in our support, we need that given to the Palestinians on every hour, on every day, every week, and every month. We will not rest until the genocide has been brought to an end.
Mandla!
But let us enforce the resolutions undertaken by the Hague Group. We want you to read what the Hague Group has put out. They have said that all companies that are complicit must be arrested, must be prosecuted, and must be dealt with. Now we call on our government, as you have been able to take the apartheid Israel to the ICJ and ICC, we call on you to arrest all those that are complicit in fueling the genocide and selling coal to apartheid Israel. We call on the government with immediate effect to stop any coal that is being exported to apartheid Israel. We call on the government to ensure that all those that have participated in the genocide in apartheid Israel, that have enabled the IOF to carry on its genocide and systematic ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, to be arrested and prosecuted. We have, through the Ministry of Defense, an act that enables government to do that. The Foreign Military Assistance Act prohibits any South Africans from supporting any military outside our borders. We have 149 cases from 2014 to 2020. But during this genocide, Ziad Patel has already provided the NPA with about 58 cases. We call for those to be immediately arrested. We want to thank you, comrades, for having made this day possible, for bringing us home safe. Every mission is only successful when we have been able to account for every comrade and brother and sister of ours in the mission. And we have been able to bring them back safe home to their loved ones. Do not forget that 6 of our comrades remain behind in Israeli jails. We have 1 Spanish, 2 Moroccans, and 3 Norwegians.
And 1 Nigerian.
No, the Nigerian hasn't been confirmed. Okay. I've been given these 6. Okay. So we call on all solidarity groups to make sure that you call for their immediate release. Thank you, comrades. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free
Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Thank you.
Comrade Sebe, can I release you to speak to the crowd outside? They're a bit restless.
Okay.
Okay. I'll ask from the team if anyone wants to speak for a short time. We have a huge crowd outside, which is getting restless. So if anyone from the team wishes to say anything, the floor is yours. Just keep it short.
Let's just go outside, guys.
Just say one
you
thing
okay?
each. Do you want to say anything?
No, let's just go outside.
Can we take
So that
questions?
people don't.
We can take questions.
I will take.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Take questions,
So we're
guys.
gonna
Take questions.
some
We take
then.
questions.
But please,
Yes.
yeah.
Anyone who responds can come and sit here.
Okay. Thank you. Let's get another chair there, please.
No, it's fine.
We can just move around. We'll just move
That's
around.
fine. We'll put another chair.
No, it's
All right.
okay to stay. Don't disrupt.
Juanita, you can ask your question.
Thank you very much. Juanita Hunter from Newsroom Africa. To any one of the participants of the Global Sumud Flotilla, was there any moment of regret that you had for joining the mission during the sale or during the interception that you thought I shouldn't have been on that mission? And secondly, Mr. Mandela spoke about doing it again. Is this something that you would do again? The third question that I have is, can you detail those 6 days? What did you do for those 6 days?
We don't have time
while
for
there was
that.
obviously
We don't have time for that.
organization? Thank you very much.
Okay. Who's taking it?
Zaheera.
Dr. Zaheera?
Sure. I'm speaking on behalf of myself, but I think my fellow comrades will say the same thing. I don't think any of us have a single regret for joining the Global Sumud Flotilla. It doesn't mean it was easy. It was a very difficult journey, but like Mandela said, it's nothing in comparison to what the people of Gaza face every single minute of every day. But there wasn't a single regret from any of us at any moment in time, even in our hardest moments, that this is exactly where we wanted to be and needed to be in that moment. And this is the mission we wanted to be on. Again, I'll speak on behalf of myself, but I think my comrades that are sitting here, as well as the 5 that did not join us, will equally say, yes, we will commit to another mission again. Because until the genocide is ended, we will not stop.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Griselda Lewis from SABC Television News. To any of the members, at any point, Mr. Mandela, you spoke about being tied with cable ties, being deprived of food. At any point, and I apologize for asking this, did you fear for your lives at any point? Your families were very concerned for your safety back here in South Africa. And secondly, on the Israeli government basically put out a tweet saying after it had been announced that she'd be coming back to South Africa, they said, well, that's taxpayers' money. It's fine. Go ahead. Let's clear the air because definitely disinformation or misinformation could be spread quite fast. So let's get clarity on that this was actually funded by those in solidarity and
Is
had
their
nothing to do
taxpayers'
with
money?
the South African government.
Who's taxpayer?
Okay, take
The Israelis said that.
Okay, so tackling the very first question about fear for life, I think each one of us were very, very clear. From a faith-based perspective, I can say I fear God alone. And these are Zionist occupation forces that know nothing but brutal violence. They came into our room, attacked 2 women outside our door. We're trying to get mattresses into our rooms. They came back with approximately 35 soldiers. We had rifles pointed at our foreheads, backed against the room to take out forcibly 2 of our comrades to solitary confinement. We are a direct, non-violent movement. We were 10 or 12 women, I cannot remember, in the cell, yet they responded to us with this type of brutal violence. They were obviously given instructions not to harm us, but they used every means of humiliation. For example, I am wearing a T-shirt on my head. Why am I wearing a T-shirt? Because there is manifestation of anti-Muslim hatred. They refused to have women in hijab.
I have been wearing hijab from the age of 11. I am 50. At Ashdod, I walk in, it is off, and denied and denied and denied. I am from Healthcare Workers for Palestine, South Africa. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I was paralyzed, etc. People have stories to tell. And this is the brutality of the Israelis, these occupiers, that they look at a woman that has no breasts and they mock you. They mock you. So the mockery that the Israelis actually enforce on the Palestinians, who we do not see, who we will never hear of, who the only witnessing is on the walls of that prison, and like our chief said, on the blood-spattered walls of this prison. We knew we were going to get out. We knew that there was a finite time. Yet the Palestinians, the over 10, 12,000, and the child detainees that are in prison have no end date. And that is the call to mobilization. That is the call to action. And that we should fear that for humanity. Fear the inaction. Fear that governments all over the world will not send their boats to break the illegal siege. But they will send and say it is okay for people, mommies, daddies, young people, grandfathers to get onto boats and sail for the 38th time to Gaza. How is that possible, dear governments? How? And that is the fear that we should have as a collective humanity. Thank you.
You want to respond? Okay.
I'm just going to respond to the issue of our donors. This funding for the South African boat in particular and all other boats did not come from any government. It came from ordinary men and women who served the cause. It came from our solidarity movements, grassroots movement right here on our shores. And this is what we are proud of, that ordinary men and women in South Africa rose in support of this mission. We did not take a cent from government as we stand with our brothers and sisters in Gaza.
Including our expenses as well.
Yes.
Nothing was covered with
Yes.
taxpaying money.
I've taken from this side, so back this side. Yeah. Hilal TV.
So there was some information from a previous participant in the Sumud to say that how they were intercepted. Can you explain exactly how the boat was intercepted? This individual explained that it was gas because 20 people on that boat was fast asleep and only one person was awake. And what other strategic ways did they use to intercept the boat?
Okay, regarding the interception, regarding the interception, initially we saw two very large ships with very, very bright lights, and there were dozens of smaller warships that were very fast as well. There were Zodiacs or rubber ducks, rubber dinghies, what do you call it, fully equipped with naval soldiers on them, armed with rifles, etc. And the manner in which they intercepted is that, first of all, they would come up and they would shower you with the water hose, very powerful water hose. After that, the larger naval ships would come in front of your boat to make sure it stops. And the Zodiacs on the side, they would board the boat, and that was the manner in which they intercepted us.
Another question. We're going to take just a few more. The crowd is restless outside.
I think let's
yeah.
Come, Zukiswa, answer. Just come
yes,
and
ma'am.
answer.
You can go for it.
Well, you know, of course, we are the ones who took Israel to the ICJ and ICC, so there is a bit of anger about that. And we don't have an embassy in Israel. We have our embassies in Ramallah in Palestine. So our consular officials tried to come to us. They tried to come to us even from Thursday, and they were not allowed. And then when they finally saw us, it was Sunday. And on Sunday, they were only really allowed like 2 minutes, and they said time up, and then we said no. And they said, okay, we'll give you 5 more minutes. And so, of course, we really couldn't come to the nitty-gritty of things. But it was beautiful enough that they met us at the border and did the clearance and then handed us over to the consular officials in Amman. But again, I think we really are not the issue. I think the issue is the 11,000 Palestinians who are being held hostage in Israeli prisons. The irony of us being there we're literally 10 kilometers from Gaza, you know. And so even as we left, we looked through the little holes in this bus that was corrugated because they wouldn't let us go into normal buses, was the fact that we're passing Gaza. And in the place where they held us, they had like the level of cruelty. They had this poster of Gaza like destroyed, and it said the new Gaza. And that was the first thing we saw every time when we woke up.
There were other aspects of differentiation, though. For example, Fatima and myself our hijab was forcibly removed off our head when other Muslim women their hijabs were not removed off their head. Both of us were forced behind a screen, pushed against a wall, our head pushed against a wall, and completely stripped naked in front of IOF soldiers. This did not happen to other women. When they saw our passports, this is how they treated us as South Africans. When you were taken where the desks were, where you were interrogated and you were supposed to have your investigation before going to the prison in Ashdod port, there were a set of 18 Adala lawyers, Palestinian lawyers that were there to represent all 500 of us. Each of us were allocated 2 lawyers, and we had their names and their numbers written on our arms so we could contact them and ask for them. When we walked into that center, we saw them. South Africans were refused, outrightly refused. I sat there with lawyers on that table, and I said, I want my lawyer, that's my lawyer. And the immigration officer, the IOF soldier in front of me, and the immigration officer said to all of us, you are not allowed a lawyer. We will not allow you a lawyer. That is our human right, but all of us were denied that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're going to ask the media to get outside, and then we'll release the scheme. But before you go, there's a media toolkit. Can each of you please collect one? This is produced by the Solidarity in response to the distortions and disinformation campaign. You guys stay, leave.
Big outside. Ready. Well done.
I'm so proud of you.
Well done, well done. Very, very proud of you.
Okay. Let's wait until media has left.
You're going to go eat it now. Okay, let me ask my son.
Please, no, bring him with you.
Okay, my cousin is here. Hey, how are you? Anything